So welcome to our autumn flow class. So this is a lovely gentle flow class where we're going to start to work with our revolved triangle pose. So it's quite a challenging pose. It's a twist, twisting in your normal triangle position. You'll find out what it is later. But this it's all about kind of wringing out the energy in the body, as said too. So you're working a lot with the twists, but also kind of starting to feel space in the upper body. And this sense of letting go, because this theme of autumn and the leaves kind of falling off the trees, it's this opportunity to let go of anything that doesn't serve you. So as we move into hibernation season, as the trees become bare and start to kind of return back to the bare bones of their structures as part of the seasons, it's similar to how we can think about the year for us as humans. Thinking about kind of retreating inwards, a bit more kind of inward energy at this time of year. So we're going to think about this concept of letting go and build that in as part of our practices. So when you're ready, you're going to find yourself in a comfortable seated position. The only prop that you might need today would be a yoga brick or block. It's optional, but advised. If you do have one, have it handy. An option to sit on it if you'd like to start with, no pressure if you want to sit on the ground or a cushion or anything else. Just finding a comfortable seated position, doesn't have to be cross-legged, just whatever feels good for you. Taking a moment just to gently inhale through the nose. See if you can draw up through the spine, feel this sense of length and growth, feeling like you're rooting down through the base of the spine, and feel this sense of drawing up through the top of the head. Closing down the eyes or finding this gentle gaze if you're not there already. And starting to take a deep breath in through the nose. And taking a big sigh out through the mouth. See if you can start to get this feeling of letting go. Again, inhaling through the nose. Exhaling out through the mouth. Wonderful. And then gently starting to draw your awareness down to your belly as we start to bring the breath into our diaphragmatic breathing. So thinking about some deep belly breaths, making the breath a little bit more expansive. And see if you can take the exhale, the out breath to the very end of the breath to help encourage that in breath to go a little bit deeper. Allowing the breath to draw you into the present moment. See if you can soften through the face, the worry lines, the jaw, the neck and shoulders. Options take a little roll back if you feel like the shoulders have crept up to the ears. And working with these deep breaths, using this breath to anchor you in the present. Gently fluttering the eyes open. We're going to gently inhale the arms up to the sky. Let's take a nice big stretch up and exhale over. It doesn't matter which side, but going to the side, coming into a nice little side stretch. Inhale back up to center. Exhale across to the opposite side. So just starting to feel this sense of opening through the side body. And don't worry if you can't work with the breath and movement, just moving and breathing. But if you want to breathe, then synchronize breath movement, then you're exhaling to the side, inhaling to rise. Next time you inhale to rise up, pausing at the top, and you're going to exhale, twist to one side, just bringing the hands comfortably across to the opposite side, and then inhaling back up to center. And again, finding this twist from the middle of the back. So it doesn't have to be a big movement. We're just warming up at this stage, but we're starting to twist from the rib cage. And just allowing the neck to float where it wants to float. We don't necessarily need to look over towards the opposite shoulder, keeping the neck roughly in line with the chest. So you might even want to point more towards the front than you realize with that neck. One more on each side. And then gently bringing the hands back up, exhaling them down onto your lap. So again, doesn't matter if you're in a cross-legged position. If you are in a cross-legged position, actually just swapping the cross of the legs just to get a little bit of variety. And then keeping the hands somewhere on the lap, so wherever you are, we're going to come through some seated cat-cow. So this is the same position as if we were doing it in tabletop, but we're just working to kind of roll over to one side. So we start to roll down, finding our cat pose. So kind of creating this arch in the back, bringing the shoulders down and over, creating this arch. And then inhaling out, bringing the elbows back. So gliding the hands along the legs, if that's comfortable to do so. And perhaps lifting the gaze slightly up, heart shining forward. Exhale into your cat pose, feeling this curve through the spine, bringing that belly towards the spine. And then inhale, feel that heart shine forward into your cow pose. Just working a few times with your breath. And you might even choose to bring that sigh, that exhale out into that cow pose at the top. Beautiful. Pausing back in center, finding a lovely straight back, and then either rolling forward through the knees and coming up this way, but finding yourself, whichever way is comfortable, in a tabletop position. So wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, just checking you've got a little micro bend in those elbows and a slight tuck of the tummy in. So we want to keep a little bit of core engagement. And then bringing the left foot back, pressing through that left heel. See if you can find a nice stretch down the back of the leg, particularly perhaps into the calf area. Pausing here. And then perhaps having a little glance at me if you're probably not familiar with this. You're going to lift the leg up and then bring it across to the opposite side. So the leg goes around and across to the opposite side. So I've just moved it. So here is straight and bringing it up and over. So it's around and over towards the right hand side. Pressing again through that heel. Again, feeling this sense of stretch and perhaps a different place in the body. And then gently lifting that foot, bringing it back to center, bringing the knee back to center, and just taking a couple of hip circles, starting to shimmy through the pelvis. Can even bring a little cat-cow in. Softening back to center, and then pressing away through the right foot, press into that right heel, feel nice stretch. Feel this sense of lifting through the belly, seeing if you can square off through the hips. One more breath here. And then lifting that foot up, we're going to bring it up and over. So you're finding those toes on the floor, but towards the left-hand side. And again, continue to press away into that left heel. Notice where you feel the stretch, perhaps in a different place. You can obviously choose how far that foot goes across to the opposite side. And then gently bringing that foot back to center in line, and then bringing that knee back down to the ground. And again, one more time, just having a little shimmy. Beautiful. When you're ready, bringing the palms a palm distance forward, tucking those toes under, come up to find a downward facing dog. Thinking about pressing the hips up and back, finding that lovely length through the spine. See if you can take a little nod and shake of the head just to see if you can release any tension in the neck. And then perhaps taking a moment to walk the dog, again, feeling this sense of stretch down the calves, the backs of the legs, if that feels good for you. Trying to keep that bum going up and back rather than over in our kind of half plank pose. Beautiful. Coming back to stillness. Pause for a moment. And then gently walking the feet up, you can just shuffle them up to the top of your mat, coming to find a gentle forward fold. So keep those knees nicely bent, just allowing you to take the pressure off the lower back. And again, taking a moment to nod and shake through the head. See if you can release anything through the neck and shoulders. And allowing yourself to hang over. One more breath here. And then inhaling up, find yourself in a halfway lift. Exhale over. See if you can sigh out as you exhale. Inhale, shine that heart forward. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale down. And then this time we're going to inhale, scoop those arms up, press through the heels, and rise to come all the way up. Just allowing ourselves to gently come up. It's the first time we've gone all the way up to standing. So just taking a moment here, perhaps lowering those arms down if you're feeling any sense of dizziness. Bring them either to heart center or down to the hips. Pausing, coming back to your breath. Releasing the arms off, finding your Tadasana, your mountain pose, feeling the connection of the feet through the earth. When you're ready, we're going to inhale the arms up, exhale through the midline. Inhale, halfway lift. And then perhaps fingertips to the earth, bring the left foot back, lower the knee down to the earth. Inhale, arms up to the sky in our low lunge. Pausing here, inhale to grow a little bit taller. And then we're going to exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Inhale to grow a little bit taller, and exhale, twist over that front knee, feeling this sense of twisting from that middle back. So we're twisting towards the right, over towards that bent front knee. One more breath here, feeling the length through the spine. And then inhale yourself back to center. Bring the hands now either side of that front foot. Tuck the back toes under, step the front foot to meet the back. Come through to find your plank position. Either pause here, breathe through and into your full plank, or you can lower those knees down at any time. Please moving those wrists underneath the shoulders if they've crept out. We want to keep everything in line. One more breath. Exhale to lower the knees down to the earth, tucking that tummy in, keeping those elbows sucked in. Lower yourself down to the earth. Inhale yourself up. Little baby back bend. Press the tops of the feet into the earth. And then pressing yourself all the way back. Option to float through your child's pose or flow straight up to your downward facing dog. Taking a moment to find yourself back in that downward facing dog when you're ready. Bringing your weight into your right foot, inhale the left foot up and back. And then step it in between your hands as you exhale. We're coming to find a high lunge. Bring the hands to the hips, bring yourself up, press through that back heels off the earth. Bringing the gaze towards the front. We inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale to rise up through that spine. And exhale to twist over. And you can stay high in this twist, or you can twist over that front knee. I don't mind which variation you want to go with. So either keeping the chest and torso high and just working with twisting through the middle back, or you can fold forward and start to catch the back of that arm over the top of that left front knee. One more breath. And then bringing the hands either side of your front foot onto fingertips perhaps, and stepping the back foot to meet the front, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Flutter out those lips. Inhale through the nose. And fluff the lips like you're blowing a raspberry to a baby. When you're ready, inhale those arms up to the top. And exhale to heart center. Taking a moment to return to your Tadasana. Pausing just to connect with the breath once more. See if you can come back to those deep belly breaths. When you're ready, inhale, arms up. Exhale through the midline. We go again on the opposite side. Inhale, halfway lift. And then this time we're stepping back with the right foot, lowering down through that right knee. Inhale the arms up. Find yourself in that low lunge, shining that heart towards the front. Inhale to grow tall. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Inhale to find length. Exhale, twist from the middle back. Option to go over or option just to stay upright. So see what feels good for you. Gentle little twist, either twisting from that middle back, so twisting from the rib cage, either upright or over. See what feels best for you. One more breath. Twizzling back round, bring those fingertips either side of the front foot, tuck the back toes under, plant the hands and step back to find your plank position, adjusting those wrists to come underneath your shoulders, lowering the knees if you like, seeing if you can engage through the tummy, the bum, the tops of the thighs. Really nice, strong planks. Lovely. One more breath. Exhale the knees down. Keep those elbows sucking in towards the ribs as you roll yourself down to the ground. Inhale your heart up as you press the tops of the feet into the earth. One more breath. Then press into the hands. Bring that bum back. Either enjoy a little child's pose for a breath or two, and then come and join us in downward facing dog, or go straight up to your downward facing dog. And we all meet in our downward facing dog. Pressing our way into our left foot. Inhale the right foot up and back. Exhale it in between your hands. Help it through as you need. And we're coming into our high lunge on this side. So coming up to bring that back knee off the earth. Hands to hips. Roll yourself up. Lovely. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale to find length. And then exhale to twist, either staying upright or coming up and over that front knee. Press away through that back heel, engage through the tummy. Feel this sense of strength and length. One more breath. Bring yourself back to center, fingertips to the earth, stepping the back foot to meet the front. Come and find your forward fold. Inhale through the nose. Flutter those lips once more. When you're ready, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. And then we inhale ourselves all the way up to the top. Exhale to heart center. Wonderful. Pausing for a moment in your Tadasana, just allowing perhaps those shoulders to settle, to roll down the back. Feeling the connection through into the earth, a sense of stability and grounding. And then gently bringing the hands to the hips and blinking those eyes open if they're not already. We're going to step the right foot back, coming into high lunge position, where we've just been. Pausing for a moment here. And inhale the arms up, if you like, for extra challenge. Beautiful. Bringing the hands back down to the hips. We're now going to kick the back heel out to the side and straighten off through the front leg. See if you can keep the hips square to the front. So the front toes are parallel to the mat. The right toes are slightly out to the side, so maybe like 2 o'clock. And then tucking that tummy in, shimmying. So feeling this length through the spine. We're growing tall as we fold over, finding ourselves in a halfway flat back position. See if you can find length through the spine. Option to stay here, option to bring the hands down the leg. Option to perhaps do a little fold over. Beautiful. And hopefully your block is relatively handy, just seeing if you can shimmy it around to the outer left side of your foot. So staying where you are in that pyramid position if you can, or coming back to find it. Bringing yourself up to your halfway lift. So you're back in that halfway position if you chose to fold. And what we're going to do is shimmy so we're going to twist from that middle back, bring the right hand onto the brick or block, and see if you can bring either the left hand just onto the hips and start to encourage the sense of opening through the chest. You can bring the hand behind the whole of the back and sort of feel this bind, or you can start to bring the arm up. So we're in our revolved triangle pose. So again, option to have the hand on the hip, behind the back, feeling the sense of opening through the chest, or option to bring the arm up to the sky. One more breath, doing really well. And then gently rolling yourself back over towards that front knee, just popping the brick to the side, bending through the front leg slightly and stepping the back foot to meet the front. We come into our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, scoop those arms up. Exhale to heart center. Well done, everyone. Coming back to that Tadasana, back to that mountain pose. Come back to your breath. Softening through the face, the jaw, the worry lines. And blinking those eyes open, bring the hands back to the hips. Seeing if you can keep that brick or block handy once more. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So bringing the weight into the right foot, step the left foot back, come to find your high lunge. Again, see if you can engage through the tummy, press through the whole of that front foot and press back through that left back heel. Option to bring those arms up to feel extra strength and power today, or keeping the hands at the hips. We pause for one more breath. Bringing the hands back down if you chose to raise them. Going to kick that back heel out to the side. See if you can straighten off those hips so they're facing roughly towards the top edge of the mat, or at least the top left corner. And then straightening off through that front leg, tiny little micro bend, feeling length through the spine as we fold forward. Again, finding our halfway lift pyramid pose position, seeing if we can encourage the right hip to come towards the back of the mat and the left hip to come slightly forward, so we find this sense of squareness or straightness through the hips. One more breath as you are. Option to fold forward, bringing those hands down on the legs. Again, feeling this sense of worry draining out through the face. Allow everything to be soft. And then coming back to that flat back position, if you took the fold, grabbing the brick or block once more, placing it to the outside of your right foot, possibly on its, I go for the highest setting, but you can change it depending on everyone's proportions. Keeping in this halfway lift position, bring the hands to the hips. And again, you're twisting towards the right, but twisting from the rib cage. See if you can find the brick or block with your left hand, and then either keeping that right hand on the hip as it is and encouraging the chest to start to open out towards the side, either bringing that hand back round behind the back, so creating this sense of bind, or bringing the arms up, the right arm up towards the sky. Again, feeling this sense of twist, of wringing out this old energy as we start to transition into autumn. One more breath. See if you can soften through the face and jaw. You might find you're creating tension in this area. And then bringing yourself back to center. Bring the hands back to the hips. Bring the fingertips now down to the ground as you bend through that front knee and step the back foot to meet the front. Enjoy a generous forward fold, just allowing yourself to take a little dangle, a little rock from side to side. Take a moment either to sigh out through the mouth or maybe flutter those lips, whatever feels good. Beautiful. When you're ready, going to gently bring the hands 3 to 5 inches out in front and come down through a little toe stand to bring yourself down to a seated position. And gently bringing the left foot out in front, the right foot into the inner thigh. We'll inhale the arms up. Exhale over, find a sense of stretch down the back of that left leg. Our Janu Shavasana. Forward fold. Feel a sense of softness through the jawline, through the face. Gently rolling yourself up. And then bringing that right foot down to the earth. We're going to gently bring it, either keep it as it is, or if it's comfortable to do so, bring it across to the opposite side. So towards the left. Keep both feet flexed, so toes coming towards shins. And then we inhale the arms up. And then we're going to exhale towards the front knee, so going towards your right hand side. So either hugging that knee in towards the chest, or you can bring the hand round. Bring the right hand behind you, so it just gives you this sense of support and length through the spine. Half Lord of the Fishes. One more breath as you are. And then inhale yourself back up to center, bring the arms up, and we'll find the twist the opposite side. So bring the hands around, bring the opposite hand around towards the back. Find your open twist position just to counterbalance the twisting we've been doing. Gently coming back to center. We will gently uncross those legs and do the same thing on the opposite side. So this time bringing the left foot into the inner thigh, flexing through those right toes, inhaling the arms up. Exhaling over, find a gentle fold. Again, we're not looking to grasp and reach. Just let go of that need to try and touch the toes. See if you can release through the face, the jaw, the neck and the shoulders. Gently rolling yourself up. Going to bring those left feet to the earth, either straight down or crossing over as we did before. See if you can keep both feet flexed. Inhaling the arms up. And then we're twisting from the middle back over towards that front knee, so towards the left-hand side, either hugging that knee in or perhaps bringing the arm around towards the opposite side. Feel this sense of length through the spine, so use that hand behind you to create this sense of support to give you that nice long spine. One more breath. And then inhale yourself back up to center. And then exhale across to the opposite side. Find yourself in that lovely open twist. Seeing if you can find this sense of opening in the other direction. Option to look over your right shoulder. Inhale yourself back up to center. Exhale the hands down and come to find a comfortable seated position. Starting to draw those eyes back down to a close, allowing the hands to rest in the lap. And just taking a moment to return to your breath. So those deep belly breaths, if it's comfortable to do so. Allowing a sense of softness to travel from the breath through your body. And just feel this sense of letting go of tension in the muscles. Perhaps letting go of anything in your mind today, if you've got some nagging thoughts or underlying things going on. Is there anything that you want to let go of as you step off your mat today? We'll close our practice by bringing the hands to heart center, bowing the head towards the hands, feeling mind and body connect, and thanking yourself for stepping on your mat today. giving yourself this time and space and this sense, hopefully, of starting to feel calm, grounded, and letting go. Lovely to see you, and look forward to seeing you again very soon.